My coursework topic is structural and semantic analysis of English terms for the nomination of aircraft parts. Relevance of the work, the issues of the translation of scientific and technical literature, which is distinguished by a scientific style and often requires text analysis, the study of the laws of the functional style of the language of science and technology, which contributes to mastering the technique of adequate translation. The main goal of this work involves the analysis of the English terms for the designation of aircraft parts in the Ukrainian translation of the scientific and technical vocabulary found in English texts. The object of research is a role of the context during the translation of the terms of nomination of aircraft parts from English to Ukrainian and other difficulties of such translation. The concept is a structural semantic analysis of English terms for the nomination of aircraft parts and the identification of lexical, grammatical difficulties and the role of context in such difficulties during the translation of scientific and technical text from English into Ukrainian. The purpose of our work necessitates the following practical tasks: to identify the theoretical basis of the research, in particular to analyze and views of linguistic on such a concept as context in scientific and technical literature. Form a sample corpus, investigate the general characteristics of the context and its influence on the text. Analyze the condition of translation of the text, taking into account the vein of the context. Determine the frequency of use of this or that context. During the research, the following scientific methods were used: going from the abstract to the concrete, analysis, observation, comparison. The practical value of the work lies in the possibility of obtaining practical results according to which it is possible to confirm or refute the correctness of theoretical studies about the role of context in the translation of scientific and technical texts. In the first chapter, we learned that the specificity of the scientific and technical style is the wider use of abstract and general concepts. Development, movement, change, phenomena, logical means of communication are used much more often. The manner of the presentation is characterized by the predominance of conjunctions, the core of which is a noun. In the scientific style of the Ukrainian language, homogeneous articles, adjective, and adverbial inflections are widely used. Change of several nouns in the genite case are often used. For example, definite change in the direction of movement of particles. In the second chapter, we studied the following. Characteristic features of the scientific and technical style are its informativeness, context, logic, strict sequence, clear connection between the main idea and detail, accuracy and objectivity, clarity and corpusability. In these fields of vocabulary, the use of scientific and technical terminology and special vocabulary is expected. During the study of the third chapter of this coursework, we realized that the context plays the most significant role in resolving the ambiguity of linguistic units. In addition to cases of international or accidental ambiguity, the context serves as a means that removes in one or another multi-meaning unit its meaning, except for one. Thus, the context gives this or that unit or language ambiguity and makes it possible to choose one of several potentially exciting equipments of this unit. Of course, the role of the context is far from being limited to allowing multiple meanings of words and other linguistic units. However, its most important function of this. And from the first chapter, we can highlight the main thesis. Only grammatical norms firmly established in the written languages are used. In the English scientific text, nominally structures prevail, process, and actions are often normalized. According to the structure, sentences in entail are complex and or complex. This leads to the wide use of components well as impersonal forms of the word in the function of additional and circumstances and the corresponding infinitive, participial, and gerundial terms. In the scientific and technical literature in English, dual management has become quite widespread as it allows the achieve greater brevity of expression. The possibility of its use in the language is explained by the absence of case ending for nouns. Thanks for attention.